Hey guys, this is Kris. Welcome back to my Project Management Sandbox. Today, let's talk about something that quietly slows down every project. I'm talking about waste. We don't always notice it, but it's there, eating our time, focus, and energy. If we talk about waste in the Agile or Lean concept, we would mean anything that doesn't add value to the customer or to the outcome we're trying to accomplish. It's the work we do, the waiting we encounter, or the effort we spend that doesn't really move the project forward. In this episode, I would like to talk through the most common sources of waste on a project so that if you will find yourself in the situation that you spot one or another, that will spotlight an idea in your mind that there is an opportunity for the performance improvement. Before we move on, smash the like button so that you don't spend your time at the end of the episode for liking or subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe not to miss the upcoming episodes, and let's get started. Let's walk through the most common sources of waste on a project. And not only this, let's discuss why those happen and how to spot them. Number one in my list is multitasking. Sounds productive, but in reality it's not. We have tackled multitasking in the past episode when we have been discussing Kanban, and also you can find more details in this video. In short, if team members switch across multiple tasks, their focus gets scattered and the productivity drops. Every context switch comes with its cost. Mental reset time, coordination overhead, and often small errors. You can spot multitasking waste when people keep saying, "I'll finish this one when I get back to it." Work in progress piles up, but in reality, nothing gets completed. Keep an eye on work in progress items and the work distribution across the team so that you will not find yourself in the situation that one team member is overloaded with tasks while another is actually having idle time. There might be reasons for it. For instance, you might think that one team member is more experienced and can handle more, but in reality, it cuts the opportunity for everyone else to learn, to interact, and to grow professionally. And this adds a lot of overhead to the more experienced person who will lose in productivity. Number two is waiting time or idle time. This is the silent killer of the project flow. It might happen when the task waits for approval, input, or additional resources. No one is actively working on it, but it's still there in progress. You will see it on your board when cards just sit for days in the same column. To reduce it, look for dependencies that block progress and see if you can either unblock them faster or plan work in a way that minimizes waiting altogether. Another tip to set those tasks aside is to create a separate column for paused or on-hold items. It will help to spotlight the tasks that are not completed yet, but at the same time the team is not able to move forward with them. And you will have a chance to figure out what the bottleneck is way much sooner. Number three is unclear hands-off process. Every time the work passes from one person or team to another, there is a potential waste because context gets lost. People need to re-explain, re-review, or re-clarify what's already been discussed. Hands-off are not always avoidable, but you can reduce the pain by keeping cross-functional teams together, documenting decisions clearly, and automating communication wherever is possible. The important aspect here is to document the delivery pipeline itself and the process of handoff from one status in the column to another. Number four is delays between steps. Similar to waiting, but often caused by batching, like when teams only test once a week or review once per sprint. That delay slows down learning and feedback. You'll notice this when issues pile up in one stage and the next stage can't start. How to fix this? Reduce the size of those batches and increase the number of iterations. So the task's lifecycle should be completed in a shorter period of time, and the work should be delivered more frequently. Number five is approvals. Approvals are important for quality, but too many or too slow approvals create bottlenecks. If every minor change needs a sign-off, the flow stops. You can spot it when tasks are done technically, but waiting for approval for days. On the team level, we can solve it with the Agile approach, push decision-making closer to the team, empower people to approve within their scope, and allow them make decisions. On the stakeholders level, this could be solved with a communication strategy. You can get straight with them in advance what actually requires approval before going live and what you can decide on your own level whether it could be released for the end users or will need to wait for the final sign-off. 6 is defects, bugs, and quality issues. This is the most obvious kind of waste. Rework that shouldn't have been needed. Every bug or defect consumes extra time and effort to fix something that's already done. You'll see this when your cycle time grows longer because of recurring fixes. Another source of truth is the bug rate. You can calculate the average across the projects that you're leading, and this could serve as a baseline for the upcoming initiatives. This could be prevented by building the quality into the project, into the delivery flow, through shared standards, peer reviews, and testing. And also if the teammates are able to verify the quality of their work themselves before moving the item to tests. 7 is repetitive actions, or MUDA. MUDA is a lean term for unnecessary or repetitive work. Things like copying data between tools, manually updating reports, or doing status updates in multiple places. You can spot that something is being unnecessarily repeated by hearing, I have to do this every week, or it always takes forever. So if you spot that something is done multiple times in several places or doesn't actually add value to the progress overall, try to eliminate the unnecessary areas. Try to automate wherever possible or simplify the workflow so updates happens once at a source. 8. Long time to feedback and large iterations. When it takes too long to get feedback from users or stakeholders or testing, we miss a chance to correct course early. By the time we realize something gone wrong, a lot of effort has already been invested. You'll see that the feedback comes only after a long sprint or a long iteration, and it causes or produces a lot of change requests or improvements. To avoid this, make sure to implement incremental delivery and shorter feedback loop cycles. Number 9 is rework, and this is the direct result of unclear requirements, miscommunication, or late feedback. Every time we do again what's already done, we pay the cost of waste. You can spot it by seeing that the same item is being reopened multiple times. To reduce rework, make sure the goals are clear and the validation happens continuously, not only at the end. 10 is too much manual work. Manual steps are fine when we are starting small, but as the project scales, they become friction. Manually copying reports or typing minutes of meeting while you're on a call, updating trackers, or merging code by hand all add invisible overhead. Look for steps that are repetitive or the steps you hate doing the most. Those are the best candidates for automation. 11 is outdated practices. Sometimes the waste is hidden in traditions. We've always done it this way can be a really dangerous sentence. Old processes that no longer fit the reality still consume time and energy. You can spot it when some step in the process doesn't seem to add value, or you realize that you're just doing it because everybody got used to it, but in reality, if you cut it off, you will not lose anything. Revisit those habits regularly. Actually, retrospective could help a lot here, and don't be afraid to simplify things. And number 12, the last one for today, is inappropriate or unrealistic priorities. Focusing on the wrong things might be the biggest waste of all. You can have a perfectly efficient process, but if it's solving the wrong problem, the effort is still a waste. The problem might come from the requirements and scope overall, where you can work with the stakeholders to actually align what's important to be delivered and to balance the priorities there. And another area where you can pay attention to when important items are lagging behind on the board while something else is being pushed forward. This might happen if a team member was working on something before and really want to finish it, while the priorities on the project overall demand to switch the context, to pause the current work and to focus on the new really important items. In this situation, it would make sense to talk to those team members and to clarify the priorities on the project, what needs to be done, and when they will be able to continue the work on the previous item. Be open-minded here to figure out where this current item stands in the priority, how much value it adds, and whether it would make sense to pause it right now. And embrace the continuous alignment and the reality check. Make sure what you're delivering with the team connects directly to the real goals and needs. Waste is normal, every project has some. The goal is not to eliminate it for good, but to learn how to spot it early, figure out what's the impact, and reduce it step by step. Thanks for watching, guys. See you then. Cheers!